The Perth Racing Preview is where the Straight Up team finds you the winners, and here's the Straight Up team with their preview of Saturday racing from Ascot.
Yes, the Straight Up team, headed, of course, by McGinnity's in. G'day, Bradley.
Oh, hello, Martin. Hello, Riley.
G'day, Brad. How are you?
Yeah, wonderful. Outstanding.
Yeah, you look at the heat. You're a heat man. You love it, don't you?
Thanks for noticing.
He's gone with the grey shirt today.
Yeah, he's got wasn't going to mention it being radio. You didn't really have to mention it.
Where angels fear to tread, Mart.
You can see where he's been. But on Saturday, it's a shower or two clearing and 30 degrees, but a chance of 0 to 2 mil of rain, and the old wind would be swirling around, northwesterly, southwesterly. Take your pick.
Looks pretty mild, the breeze in the Ascot region rolls, so hopefully a nice fair enough deck. It's still enough sort of day rail at 5 metres. Nice even track, hoping for, like it has been.
So it's on pace until otherwise?
Oh, always.
Okay.
That's a life rule, Mart, not just a racing rule.
You know him too well, Mart.
Yeah. 33% first around the corner, isn't it? Is that something like that?
That's a bit off.
Where have you pulled that from?
Depends what corner you're going around.
I like it. We're into the territory of just blatantly making up statistics.
If you want to go down that path, then I'll just lead the way. I'm pretty good at it.
It gets you the presidency, apparently, Ross. So.
Oh, yeah. Come on now. Do not get political.
Don't start.
It'll erupt, I tell you.
I'm not a political station.
Okay, I wish I was. Now, what about that? Did you hear that from Retrovision? $400 cashback. New air conditioner. How good is that? Group 1 Mords.
Outstanding.
You going in to get one?
Today and tomorrow.
We had a texter on Sunday who said, I take my old air conditioner in, the old Bonaire, the Kelvinator or something like that, and you give me $400 for it. He said I got 3 of them. It's 12.
To be fair, it's not a bad idea if it works. But look, don't know what sort of response you'll get.
Yeah, Morty, you're pushing it in on the wheels. Those ones you had to put the water in the old days. Oh my goodness, they weren't that good, really.
That was the highlight of my Sunday morning, that text.
Righto, so what about it? Is Scenic Blast Day in reverence to the great horse. I think he's still with us, isn't he? Is he going to be out there on Saturday? He normally puts in an appearance.
He normally pops his head in every year, doesn't he? And looks
as good
arguably
as he always
gets better
does.
and better looking every year. So
heard this year he might be saving himself a week to go and see Big John.
Wow, they should have lined it up.
Yeah, Duppy's already texting about the big fella.
Rachel's in.
He's happy to have a fume here, the Duffster. Why is there all this hype around a rather obese Englishman whose personality is eating Chinese takeaway? It's just as bad as the Mauler still having a segment on the show. You guys would be better off promoting Wesley's tweets because at least they're nice to look at.
Well, he's back as well. He's back in his domain.
Did his solitary confinement?
He got 7 days off on appeal. He did. He got it back to 7 days.
Trump said, TikTok, you're back for 90 days, and Wes, you're back for 90 days too.
Oh, they're nicing. I think there was a couple during the week that was pretty close to the mark. So, is he a chance to be the next president of the Carlton Football Club?
If recent form's what we're going off, then I think he'd be at the top of the list.
All right,
potential candidates.
Your thoughts on the Scenic Blast at this stage?
The race itself?
Yeah, the race itself.
Yeah, great little field assembled and an intriguing race. There'll be plenty of divided opinions, which is what we like.
100%. I concur.
Okay. Magic Millions plate kicks it off, and of course we're here for Magic Millions, so hop on magicmillions.com.au. West is best, Feb 2021. What about the news that broke yesterday? Did you hear this? That the Italian stallion, Giulio Santarelli, is doing like an Andrew Bensley out there. He'll have his own desk, headset, microphone, and when you go and pay, $55 for one, it'll be in here, McGinnity, and tell us why you just Paid 55 for that son of Grunt.
And then to come along with that, they're going to have Meandering Mart.
No.
Walking around the sales complex with a microphone in the purple Tab Touch shirt, the hugging one, Rolls, you know the one.
Meandering's in here.
Oh, I know the one. I think everyone that went to one of the Racing on the Road shows knows the one.
Ezra's got it now.
Never seen.
It was a bit short.
Never seen so much baby oil used for one.
So, no, we'll be in here. I think you're away at the time, and I think we can announce this too. Russell Collette will be doing Straight Up for a couple of gigs while... where are you
Rusty.
going? Where are you heading off?
The land of the rising sun.
Wow.
Just for a little...
Bit of snow skiing or something.
Yeah, a bit of a hit-and-run mission.
Okay.
Outstanding. A few Sapporos.
Okay, half of Australia's up there, so you're not going to be lonely.
No.
A very popular destination.
Have you ever been there, Mum?
No, I don't think I'll be going there either.
Too cold.
It's not on the travel itinerary for me.
I reckon they've got some vending machines that would appeal to you, Mart.
I'll leave that to them, mate. Okay. The Magic Millions plate for the 2-year-olds, 1,000 metres. Time to go 1:04. Let's have a look what McGinnity's been up to. Hold My Wine is $5. All Bang, 51. Bundaberg, $4.60. Call Nick, 17 spec. The General's Son. Now, Harrow gets involved here. What's he up to? Harrow. 10 into 7, the General's Son. Just Walter John is 20. Who's Talkin', 51. Hard Solo's 19. Girls on Fire, $4.60. Pony Up, 11. And Love's Talking 6. So not a lot of action, not a lot of direction for us in this 2-year-old race.
Yeah, the one horse early the punters were keen on off the trials was the General's Son. They got stuck in early. That was that the $10, so you had a $250 there. Plenty of $300 bets at the 8 and at the 7, so they've kept coming there and got involved. The General's Son. Cornick, Eastern States Pro Money, a couple hundred each way at the $23. Aside from that, yeah, as you said, Mart, pretty stable and quiet betting affair.
Yeah, a few 2-year-olds that have certainly shown enough at the trials here. Bradley, very impressive was the General's Son in that most recent trial win. He settled off them in the run. It was a relatively slick heat. He gunned them down late like a pretty professional, smart 2-year-old. My slight concern with him is that he did miss the start in that trial quite profoundly, and he also missed the start in his 400-metre jump out that he contested prior to that as well. So you don't leave yourself much room for error over the 1,000 metres if you are going to be missing away. So that's my slight concern with him. But he was very impressive in that recent trial. Excuse me. Hold My Wine is back from a break. Was really good on debut behind a very nice 2-year-old in Stride Away, then pulled up with Genuine Excuses at his most recent start. He didn't wear the blinkers in that most recent trial, and he worked home pretty nicely late over the concluding stages. I don't think he's a star 2-year-old, Brad, but I think he's a horse who's going to be competitive wherever he goes. He's got some tactical speed as well, despite the fact he has drawn wide. And yeah, maybe just a couple at Bundaberg, which is a half a bit of merit. Recent 400-metre jump out was good with the blinkers going on, but does have that tricky barrier to navigate on debut. And a couple of other efforts worth noting. Call Nick, I thought, went nicely in that 400-metre jump out behind him, given a much softer time of it, and has drawn much better here in barrier 3 for Donga O'Donnell. Girls on Fire was 3 deep the trip on debut and kept coming, and Loves Talking in her most recent 400-metre jump out sharpened up with those blinkers applied. Looks to have some speed, and that low draw's a big tick. And given how some of Luke Fernie's 2-year-olds have been jumping out, you can anticipate some very aggressive tactics, I would think, Brad, over the 1,000 metres with Jade McNaught booked to ride.
Certainly one I could entertain, one of a few. Market hasn't moved enough for me to really form an opinion in regards to Le Punt, Mart. One I'm thinking will get to, I'm thinking it might even get to 20s, maybe even 30s late. Maybe I'm just hoping is Pony Up.
That's the one I liked.
Yeah, I like the debut performance was actually pretty good. It was probably as good as I think Bannard, if I'm looking at the right race, which there are plenty of people who want to follow. Then the trial happened with the blinkers on, bit of intent there. So yeah, a bit big to pull. Like there. Big price late, I'm hoping for, so I can have a little sneak each way snip.
How would Big Paul go with Big Bosch? Couple of old Englishmen.
He'd outstoush Big Bosch.
Oh, yeah, get Boshy. I like they should. That's what I would do if I was from a marketing point of view. I think the big man would like to spend a bit of time with him.
To talk about the divided opinions there, Marty's the general son. For me, it was a very nice trial, but very unsure what it beat, and thought it was pretty much full ball. So that's a little bit of a concern, but plenty of punters disagree, as can be seen by the market move.
Girls on fire.
Really nice debut, tough effort, professional effort, 3 wide, no cover, has to be respected.
Rate that you don't like?
I mean, you know, you're against the map makers, Mark, which is fair enough because it goes out the window generally once they leave the gates, but it does look tough to find a spot for the horse, although we've already seen it do it tough and put in a nice, tough effort.
You got something from Retrovision, 0427 789 57. Well, you're champing, I can see it.
Yeah, we got some real negativity on the text line this afternoon. And
what about?
Bosch, what a load of crap. What has the world come to?
Well, there you go. Not everyone's a winner.
Oh, no.
You know, I can't please everyone.
I like his outlook on life. Big Donny's great. He's positive in regard. He gets a little bit of stick. We all do in life, and he handles it really well. He's a positive man, and he's got a positive outlook on the socials, and he prefers to bring people together, and I'm in that camp.
That way, yeah.
BT says he'd love to see an eating contest between Bradley and Big John. He'd have you covered.
I'm not sure. A
KFC bucket versus succulent Chinese meal.
That would get me involved.
Yeah, it didn't get you involved. I reckon it would give you a chance. If that was the meals of choice. And one here from the Mauler. He's clapped back.
Who, the Mauler?
He's not happy with the Duffster.
Oh, hang on.
How's Mart's phone not just...
Hey, boys, the Duff keeps potting the Mauler, but only throws the odd tip out. Not a full day. What about a tip-off for a lunch or a cold box of Swanee D? So the challenge has been laid. The challenge has been laid.
A sub-tipping comp going on here. I've got in the first, by the way, the Mauler's gone race 1, number 1, Hold My Wine. Rumour going around, he'll be on another network tomorrow as well. Around 1 o'clock, the Mauler.
Right.
Which network would this be?
882.
Can't be.
Is there a Crime Stoppers segment on something?
Or a beer drinking appreciation course. Bellis Racing, we won the Cup handicap. We know you won the Cup, Peter. We're well aware of it.
An early nomination for Trumpet of the Year.
Have a look in there. Is she awake? I know she's not doing a lot. Our girl Rachel. No.
I think that's taken top seed at the moment for trumpets.
Here she is.
The Bellis Racing, we won the Cup handicap. God, come on.
He'll be out there again with the Cup on Saturday. Good on you, Pete. 2,200 metres. And he hasn't got a runner yet, has he? One Alaskan. Gee whiz, this is short, isn't it? $2. Did open up $1.85, so it'll be interesting to see what happened with the betting there. 2 Beats of War, 14. Star Rating is in spec, 15.13. Long Jeans, 5.50, 4.80. Proper Money, Mystical Man, 7.50 to 5.50. Striking Fella is 18 to 17. Magic Whistle, 7.50 out to 11. Big Swoop, 16.20 into 14. And Heaps of Moolah, 81.
Mystical Man, Mart. Local pros, keen. 300 at the 750, another 300 at the 750. Eastern States Pro Money each way, Big Swoop rolls.
ESPs.
The ESPs are back. Aside from that, it's slim pickings.
Yes, ESPs are back.
ESPs.
Makes my Thursday.
Lug vegetables in my fridge. Slim pickings.
Yeah, Alaskan.
With you there.
The Alaskan does look incredibly well placed here, back into 60 plus. It's been racing in much stronger company, bumping into types like Rocking Society, So War and Profit and Power at his last few. And this, you wouldn't suggest this is the strongest of 60 plus staying events Would you, Bradley, despite the fact that he does have to carry the 60 kilos, he should lob a lovely spot in running, tracking the speed. I don't think he was suited back to the 18 last start, so I like the fact he's back to the 22. And this, you would have to think, does look his race. He's just not at a price I want to be backing him at the moment.
What does get your rolls?
With these staying races, Brad, I'm always... With these staying races, I generally am a little bit more hesitant
cautious,
than what I might be if I liked one at the even money over a shorter trip. Horse at odds, I think, can run a big race. His Big Swoop, finding the front. He's back in form off his last start, second behind Catch These Hands at Albany in what was a fast run, 1,900 metres that he took care of on that occasion. I think if he can get away with a bit in front, then he'll really get them rolling into the corner and take some catching with that 5 kilo pull on the top weight. And Mystical Man, I'd love to see this horse win a race. He just continues to attack the line, but he does always set himself a bit of a task with his racing pattern as well.
Yeah, that non-noir.
The old
concern.
We didn't get a look at our non-noir of the week last week.
They each found another way to get beaten.
Yes, correct.
Another striking crack in time.
We didn't get.
And they'll subscribe in another week and see what the next edition brings.
More pain to come.
As this market does settle, the one I can look at on the bounce, maybe from more of a place perspective, I'd still like a bit of better price and sort of mid-twos, but Magic Whistle, I really liked its run last week. Going well, this prep.
Yeah.
And can put in a nice on-pace performance here, I think, in a race that seems to have a little bit of a tail to it. But
yeah, he'd want to jump a bit better than he did last week.
Yeah, for sure. But he's got probably, I reckon, a bit more room and a bit more time in the muster here. I'm hoping. Not that it's going to probably get me unless it drifts a little bit more the place there, Mart. Anything from you?
Arena Sabalenka. She's into $1.29, not too far off commencing this match against Paula Badoza at $3.55. Also, Mick at Kilmore, don't forget, this race he went 1, 2, 3 and 4. Now, what he said backed in from $11 is $2.50. The 3, they've had a good go at that.
Jeepers.
It's into $2.20 now, Clayton's to Perfume. So they're starting to score up there. Get your bets on there. And at Pakenham, they're in the mounting yard for race number 4. It's due to go in 8 minutes, so we'll get another race done before we take it to Pakenham. But just updating enough. Bricks, 41. Persevator is 101. Bruckheim is 550. 4 Good Lordy Me, 34. 5 No Strings Attached, 245. Blake Shin, if you don't mind. 7 Stewart, 126. 8 Lady Potato Head, $4.89. Lord's Princess, 71. 10 Stella by Starlight, 126. 11 The Secret, $9. Damien Lane. And 12 Time to Backer, 460 into 370. And that race is due to go in 7. And we didn't do divs, I think, Pakenham race 3. Did we clear them?
We might have, Mart, but it's really testing my memory.
Leave that to me. 6847 Via St. Jamie Mott, 230, 120. Spicy Margs, $2. A Hidden Treasure, 190. Quinella, 670. Exacta, 1140. Trifecta, 4630. First 4, 684, 795, 80, 8 and 6 are double 510, 1, 3 and 9 out. Mystical Man would be my little Maddie in that race, but the odds have gone now, well and truly. On to race number 3 at Ascot on Saturday. This is the Tab Touch West Speed Platinum Handicap over the 1,500 metres. Time to go at 2:29. And 1 Outspoken Lad, $8. 2 Forever Dreaming, 10 into 8. 3 El Patron, $5. 4 Miss Vasari, $4.40. 5 Sessions Peak, 14. 6 Success Play, 5. 8.50 back to 7.50. 7 Red Tory, 5 to 4.20. How Pretty's 20. He's Archie, 41 to 16. A little speck and hula hoops, $41.
The long range meerkat there, Mart.
Oh, it's a long range.
Long range, big priced meerkat.
Rosette meerkat.
The bit of money in this race, well spread too. So we like to see that Red Tory, local pro, pretty interested there early, 550 at the $5. Szechuan's Peak, Mart. 300 each way at the $14. Success Play, 500 at the $8.50. Yeah, I get that. He's Archie, 400 places at the $6. Well played. You certainly cannot have that again. El Patron, that money comes every start. 460, 480, 440, 460, 480. A little bit of Miss Vasari money there. Might be a little bit more of that to come later too, Rolls.
Booked into Grunt, they tell me. Already made the booking. Miss Vasari when she retires. Is that right?
Only stands for 25, I think it was. Grunt. Doing a not bad job. It's stud.
Ashtray stuff.
Yeah.
Long way to fly him for a date.
Yeah, I'm a bit... I need to be careful what I say here, given last time I tipped against Miss Vasari. She referred to the race as a weak field, and she's got up, and they had the pitchforks out for me. Oof. Some of the other owners.
And that was just in the group chat.
Yes, exactly right. But no, she's a genuine winning chance here. I think, Brad, as you mentioned, that it's not the strongest of races from in terms of it's got a tail to it, I think. She beat home El Patron comfortably last start, who's subsequently gone on and won that race. Why Me didn't exactly frank that form last weekend. She was the beneficiary of a 10 out of 10 Chris Parnham ride last start, I will say that, and where she gets to in the run here might be a little bit more of a concern than it was there, but then again, she's racing like the 1,500 metres won't be too much of an issue for her. And Red Tory, what do you do with her? She's becoming a little bit costly now. But it was a much better effort without those earmuffs off the 7 days last start. She hit the line in the best last 200 of the entire meeting in what was a very, I will say, slowly run race behind Bold Hero. They're likely to settle at the back and make their runs together, I would have thought, Brad. And I've got respect for horses like Success Play, Outspoken Lad. They're just sort of grindier types, and I think if close enough, I'd back Red Tory, Miss Vasari to finish over the top of them if within 2-3 lengths on straightening. So I found this a very tricky race to attack with any real conviction.
For mine it'd be much easier to attack if Vasari had like gate 3 and I could just as an owner have a punt and cheer and hope it's sticky. Do you sneak forward in a race that doesn't have a heap of pace and maybe find a spot, or do you get back and trust the fact that she's got a pretty good turn of foot and could go through them?
And she's also, I think, just a bit more genuine than some of these.
Yeah,
I think,
seems to be this prep, yeah.
So do you declare a conflict of interest and get somebody else to do the marketing?
Yeah, we get other people to price as well. Yes. So basically I'll still be the main source, but if there are people, especially if there are people that are shorter about that horse than I am, that's when I've got to change the market. But more often than not, I'm too biased, and I have the horse I've got to share in too short anyway. So, but Success Play is the one I want to back here. Yeah, I really liked its return. I liked its trial. I'm a fan of its body of work in general, Rolls. And it did sneak out to sort of $9.50, $10, and I think it's a chance to get back there. And that's probably where I want to play, and Vasari is the other one I do want to back.
Yeah, leave me out of this one from a tipping perspective. Happy to cheer home the great mare, Miss Vasari. But just one I wanted to touch on as well. Struggling without that cough button today. Forever Dreaming, going super this campaign, brings, I would argue, probably the strongest form to the table, but just don't like the fact that pads go on for the first time mid-prep and she loses the senior jockey, so that's my slight knocks with her.
Okay. Do you assume Troy Turner had the choice? That was my line of thinking. I could be off the mark.
Potentially.
Yeah.
Maybe, yeah.
Or maybe they wanted the claim. Take a bit of weight off its back.
The good news for you, the mauler has aligned himself with Miss Vasari, so he's...
Did you say the good news?
He's searching for a big one. He's 0 and then he's 1, so he's moving the right way on the graph. Has Duppy put his tips in yet? We going head-to-head? Is that this week, or do we need some...
No,
Dupping the Dup might be on the same horse.
Dup's taking his time.
Okay.
He says he's already marked down all the maulers' tips, though, in his spreadsheet to compare, because he would have just tipped the 9 favourites.
Got an axe to grind the Dup, doesn't he?
He's
getting a bit
coming for my
personal.
man. Yeah. Look, I'm going to warn you about one here. Just be very wary about El Patron. The old confidence-boosting win. They can often go 2, 3 in a row.
I thought I heard you say you're not a big believer.
I'm not a great believer in confidence in horses, no. How do you know? But apparently everyone else talks about it, so I've just joined in the chorus.
Yeah.
How do we go with Mick in that previous round at Kilmore? He went 1, 2, 3, 4. The 6 one, so that sort of put a
It happens.
fly in the ointment. Yeah, I'm not having a shot here, but you go to Pakenham night meeting. Like Blake Shin will be riding in New Zealand on Saturday, right? He was riding in Hong Kong on Sunday. How blessed are you that you can just go to a race meeting and watch the talent. Watch his talent there to get that horse home over the concluding stages. You got Damien Lane riding in the race as well. You can just pop down to Pakenham and watch these guys, some of the best in their trade in the world, just going around on a Thursday night.
Oh, I feel the same way when I walk into the studio and work with you, Mark.
Yeah, thank you very much. But that is just gold watching him there getting to work on that horse. It didn't really want to put the head out, and Blake said, I'm going to make you win.
Shinny.
Yeah. And if you hadn't caught up with the news too, Zach Purton broke Dougie's record last night with a double at Happy Valley.
Congratulations.
I think it was 46 group winners he's ridden in his 1,814 up there. He's ridden every group race on their calendar. He's won. And 7 titles in that period.
Oh, wow.
2007, we saw a video montage earlier on. 2007 is when he rode his first. So it's been a very good journey for him up there.
Now,
well done to him.
Jared from Scarborough says, sorry lads, I've been late tuning in and missed the first few tips from the Maylands Mauler. Could you please read them out for me? He's been tipping the house down and I love his mail.
Duffy's got him. But anyhow, it's race 1, number 1, Hold My One. And race 2, number 1, Alaskan. Race 3, number 4, Miss Vasari. And he can open the batting here. He's going race 4, number 9, Rocking Gem. So he's just away from the favourite Silver Eye here. Lexington City in the Glenroy Chaff. How are yours? 1,000 metres over the time to go 3 o'clock is $10 into 6. Silver Eye, $4. Under influence.
Scratching mark.
Yeah.
Yeah.
15.
Big deductions.
No. Valsacina's 5 to 480. Capray Omnia. Now, do you think they'll back it up? Anyway,
No,
16.
would surprise me.
Miss Flirtatious, 13 to 6. Hang Glider's been 850. And not a lot of love for Rocking Gem either at 460.
You're not meerkatting me for Miss Flirtatious. The old half your price job.
Yeah. Didn't you see it?
Yeah.
It was the corner of the eye.
It was the invisible meerkat.
Yeah.
Too busy holding your gaze after the Lexington meerkat. So, Capray Omnia. A couple of hundred each way at the $11. Val Cecina. 400 places at the $1.80. Miss Flirtatious. So it's the Eastern States pros that are keen here, Mark. Miss Flirtatious. The ESPs.
Yeah.
300. Yeah, thanks. 300. Lexington's more Eastern States pro money.
How's theirs?
No?
No, it's all right.
Okay. Oh, she's out getting a coffee. Okay. A little bit of specking, hang glider, 2 rolls. I get that.
Yeah. Now, we have one off the text line, and I'm not sure if this was legitimate or perhaps a slip of the tongue on our show on Sunday, Marty, but apparently it was read out in the Big Bets segment that someone last weekend had 15,000 on Lexington City at $5.50, or did the decimal point just jump 3 spots? How can someone get set to win 67,500?
In the last 10 minutes for a race, you'd be surprised what you can get on for.
Okay. Because I actually can't remember Mark reading that out on the weekend, but does that ring a bell? That sort of...
In the last 10 minutes for a race, you'd be surprised once those markets are settled, you'd be surprised what you can get on for.
Yeah.
There you go. Good question. And then the latest text that's come through, Marty has been acting a bit like Tony Jones of late.
Oh, no.
I wouldn't go that far. That's a bit hurtful, isn't it?
That's a bit tough.
Maybe it was your stoush with poor old Sebi yesterday.
Sebi's come out all guns blazing on me yesterday. I told him I wasn't feeling well, and I think he smelled a bit of blood in the water and said, right, I'm attacking Mart. I've got a chance here.
Oh.
Gee, didn't that blow up? Anyway.
I heard stories.
It was good fun. I think I lost the count 60-40 on the Retrovision text line. They were with Seb because they don't like Novak. Our listeners. Dubby was one of them. Duppy. He's a Novak hater. Anyway, let's move on because we've got guests to get to.
It's funny if you can text in on that Retrovision text line. We tried to catch up with David Harrison a little bit later on in the program, and
he's probably with SJ.
Well, if you can tell me where Harrow is currently hydrating, we might be able to throw a little Tab Touch voucher in for you. But he's just keeping the fluids up somewhere.
He'd be with S. It's S's birthday.
Oh, the race meeting was over 17 hours ago. So
yes, exactly
early start.
Right.
He's got. I like these early starts. Right.
All right.
For Glenroy Chaff.
The first time they've waited until after race 4 to have a beer, and it was still 10:30.
Tricky race, this one, Brad. There's no shortage of winning chances here for mine. I thought the trial of Silver Eye was very impressive. Good starting point for him with the setup he gets a gun run off what looks a pretty strong speed. Put together a super campaign through the winter, and the manner in which he trialled Brad, getting back on top of the ground, won't be an issue for him. They don't trial much better leading into a run on resumption, so I've got plenty of respect for Silver Eye from that sense. I think Lexington City is going to be a lot better suited back to the 1,000 metres if Alex Hearn can hold the front with him. He just had to do far too much work last week, and they just went too hard over the 1,100 metres, so I think he can be a big improver. I'm going to give a good push for one at big odds. Currently the rank outsider of the field, Brad in Under Influence, who backs up off the 7 days, never got a crack at them last weekend. I think he's a horse who's better suited back to the 1,000 metres as well, and he is a horse that does need to get one swift crack at them with the kind of horse that he is. But I just thought, looking at this field from a speed perspective, you've got Lexington City, you've got Miss Flirtatious, Hang Glider will want to push forward and hold a spot, Rocking Gem knows one way. There's a fair bit of speed in this race, and I thought that maybe if they chopped at each other a bit more than what might be ideal for a couple of them, it would set it up for a horse like an Under Influence who we know will get back and charge home late in what's a relatively small field off that 7-day spin, which he's been a previous winner on the quick backup in his career as well. So I just thought that at the price for a horse I think's a genuine winning chance in the race, $15, you don't need to have a lot on to find out.
Yeah, I like it. I didn't want to bet it. I thought I'd end up finding Hang Glider or a horse like that in this sort of race, one that's probably going to settle just handy, just off the pace. But with the $5 Silver Eye around the traps, and that's probably going to be my major bet, and maybe even a little leveler with the $5.50 Valsacina around the traps. Those horses are going to be just off the speed. I think they are, and get that
suck run, suck ping.
Yeah, that crack at them at the right time. Just that scratching does change things a little bit, and if Capra Omnia came out as well, then all of a sudden maybe a race where we thought they'd go pretty fast, all of a sudden might be a bit steadier, but still they'll be handy enough, those two horses. So main bet Silver Eye.
Pakenham race 4, 5, 12, 3, 1, no strings attached. Blake Shin, $2.04. It's out of a Neville Parnham horse, that horse. It's out of Come On Over by War Chant. That winner, no strings attached. Time to Backer, 2.30. Bruckheimer, 2.60. Quinella, 5.10. Exacta, 10.10. Trifecta, 28.90. First 4, 5, 12, 3, 1, 193.10. 6, 5, double, 6.60. And the early quad, 5, 8, 6, 5, 422.80. Number 6 was out. Santa Express. Pakenham race 5 to go in 16 over the 12. 2 Il Cubo, 7. 3 Apparatus, 440. 5 Electric Bell, 550. 6 Gracie's Reign, 275. Hollywood Ace, 9. Boom Bang, 71. 12 Jenny the Jet, 460. Albion Park race number 2, the Greys, kicks in with the Gold Cup Heats. over the 710, 1 Mia, Magnifico 350, 2 Val Policella 275, Aces Chance the 4-7, 5 First Pick 26, 7 Acala Ola is $15 and 8 Groove Bird at 275. So you're up to date there. We're on to race number 5 here at Ascot on Saturday. The Tab Touch. Have you got the touch plate? And it is over the 1400. Time to go 335. Horcrux. $3 into 265 after opening at 250. Battle Commanders 26. Mean Machine $4.46, $5.50. Noah Quintilli is 11 into 9. Timeless Gem 12 into 7.50. Rockin' the Jam $23. Precious God is 7. Choose Shoe is 26, and Deal Her In is 6.50 to 5.50 for the great Peter Morley.
And it seems like there's a few in that camp that are very interested in this horse running a monster race on Saturday, Mart. Plenty of bets there, Deal Her In. And an Eastern States Pro's got involved there as well. So 400, 300, a number of $250 and $200 bets there, Deal Her In. Plenty of activity there. Eastern States Pro, Money Precious God. And our local sharpies are pretty keen. Timeless Gem to run a nice race with a nice large $1,000 at the 320 place bet there. Noah Quintilli, a couple of hundred each way at the $11. So a reasonable spread of money. Rolls, fair to say Horcrux is not seeing a lot of it at this stage. Neither is Mean Machine.
No, it was a dominant win last start, Horcrux, but I guess there are some perhaps questioning back to 3-year-old company rising 4 kilos straight up to the 1,400 metres. It does look a bit more of a task for him, but he's likely to lead this on his ear, you'd think, once again, and that's where he's done his best work in his career to date. Some nice horses here, Brad, I think. Timeless Gem, I thought, was a really good run first up into third behind Supernatural, and I'm just loving that form at the moment, that Supernatural schmoove mover, promising, who we saw absolutely donkey lick them at Ascot yesterday. I just think those are 3 nice 3-year-olds that are going to be winning more races, and that's form that I'm happy to be following, especially off a run as good as Timeless Gems was, first up at 1,200 metres. I thought Brad Parnham could just slide forward into a positive position here, either breezing or one out, one back with him. And the way he hit the line late, I thought he'd be suited stepping up to the 1,400 metres this time around from a nice position in running. So each way about Timeless Gem will get me for a bet here in race number 5, but big X-Factor runner is down the bottom there and Deal Her In. That was some win on debut at Pinjarra.
Scintillating. And full respect to Rockin' the Jam. I think, pretty sure they were in the same race, weren't they? And Rockin' the Jam was some sort of run itself. So worth watching there. Sorry to steal your thunder there, Mark, because I'm pretty sure you're about to declare that. Mean Machine. Mean Machine, $6 each way. Is that going to end up leaders back? Rolls, Mean Machine? Might end up leaders back. I'm thinking good horse to be on the back of, and just hopefully it's got enough pace to hold that sort of spot and follow it all the way around and peel off and ping through.
I think he's more than capable of turning the tables up to what you would think would be a more ideal distance for him than it would be for Horcrux, with that little weight swing that he gets as well. Very respecting of Mean Machine, and also have to be respecting of Noah Quintilli's turn of foot that was on display in that win last start. I think...
Well tipped, Rolls?
Yeah, I think most punters are probably suggesting that this race is a bit deeper than the race she was able to win last start, and whether she's looking for a bit further than the 1,400 metres already. But there look a few handy types who are likely to settle around her here that McGrady can follow into the race. This is a really interesting race on the program out there on the weekend. I'm looking forward to seeing how a few of these go in this sort of company, particularly Deal Her In off that maiden win at Pinjarra.
Yeah, plenty of talent.
Yeah, sure is. Race number 6 on the program, which is the first leg of the quaddie, the Peters Investments Handicap. Time to go at 10 past 4 over the 1,800 metres. And for Retrovision, let's have a crack at the Retrovision text line.
Oh, there's a bit happening on this.
You get $400 if you take your... No, it's not. Sorry, you get $400 off them. Yeah.
The Dutch oven's waiting. Dutchy's here. He's
starting to get a bit hot, is he?
He's frustrated. Duppy v. the Mauler wouldn't see a battle this thrilling unless Matty French and his genetically deficient Wish counterpart had a tip-off. Brad will get that one. If Duppy loses, he should have to join the Mauler for a beer in Claremont. No, I'm not reading that bit. Fake owner Morgs, I'm referring to me, praying for the great mare's downfall. But I've let him off because Brad has already used the term body of work as a reference, which has wound me up enough. So I'm getting let off the hook thanks to you, Bradley. So thanks very much.
Thanks, Dutchy.
The Dutchman.
Right. Profit and power to Jimmy. A very good afternoon, 2:30. Chinese dentist.
Duppy sent the full A set in as well for the weekend. So
gee, it's on then.
It's on.
It's on. This Saturday. It's on. What about the winner has to have a photo with our mate Bosch or something like that? He gets a photo.
Yeah, we'll work on it.
Here for checks. What's happened there? 18 into 12, no scratchings. Brave Contenders been spec'd into 34. It's funny how they have races where there's money for a lot of horses and then other races like there's not. You notice that?
Opinions game, I suppose.
Yeah. Catch These Hands 7, Bad Wolf 20, Blazing Kazars 51, Little Speck, Bold Hero 330 to 280, 51 Divine Mercy, Icebergs is 15 into 12, and Ocean Zara's 21 after Mark.
Profit and Power 500 at the $2.30. You can have that again, Lock. Bold Hero.
What price is it?
Bold Hero, 2,500 places at the $1.34.
You might need to have it again after not waking up for work today.
Can't believe that. Gee,
and a $600 win component at the $3.20 there at Bold Hero. Icebergs at the $15. Well punted rolls. And more snipping away there, just rank and file stuff. Profit and Power.
Yes, another really good setup for the favourite here, Brad. Profit and Power, if he can kick through to lead once again, which you'd anticipate he will, from barrier 2. He's back to a 66 and doesn't look to be an overly strong 66 in terms of the races that he has been contesting. He just had to cop some proper pressure from here for checks, so he put the acid to him a long way from home. Last start was able to shake him off and had So War with that soft run up along the inside, just grab him over the concluding stages. He's just a super tough horse, continues to front up and run super tough races every week. And I think the horse with the most upside in this field is likely to settle a long way off him in running in Bold Hero from the barrier that he's drawn. He's drawn widest in the 10-horse field. I think that gives Profit and Power the advantage here. Just a little bit short at the moment for me, Brad. $2.30. I'm hoping for a little bit more meat on the bone, but I am pretty keen to back this horse on the weekend. And I think the main danger is a back in form Catch These Hands, who carried 61.5 to victory in a fast run race at Albany last start. Dropped 6.5 kilos off his back here and can toe ball the speed from barrier 1. I think off that win, he's back to, if not something, very near his best.
Definitely ticking along nicely.
Like a time bomb.
How's Dougal going, Mark?
I've got him for the weekend, which is going to be a challenge. I just came back to Simon Miller. Hasn't had a winner for a week. I reckon he's ready to erupt again. Big weekend for Simon.
Yeah, the reason I mentioned Dukes is because I've not a lot to discuss about this race. I'm pretty happy to watch it go.
We've got people on this text line who are genuinely enthralled in this Duppy v. the Mauler tip-off on the weekend. And Paul from Palmyra is asking if we can get both sets of tips up on Twitter so we can follow along.
Well, there you go.
Okay.
Yep.
We'll do it. We'll sort it.
We've got the Maulers. What's he done in this race? Maul, I've dropped off him a bit. Where did we get to? We got to Rocking Jammies with Choo Shoo and then Profit and Power.
With your Mauler?
So race number 7, the Mrs. Max handicap over the mile at 4:47.
Oh, you know who loves a Mrs. Max?
Well, I tell you what I do. I wouldn't mind one right now. Who else?
Big John.
He wouldn't leave a tooth mark in them. They just get swallowed.
Are we getting him on?
Oh, we're trying, mate.
Are we actually trying, or is that just a... You're just saying
I'm
that to shut me
still
up?
working through Liberty Valance. Just remember that job. You can't give a busy man too many jobs. Red Sun Sensations 12. 2 Sensational is $3 from $4.20. They have gone bang here. No scratchings applied. Ginger Green is 11 into 9. So War 13 to 12. Yarra Lay is 5.50 to 5. Heskett 18. Above the Peg 21 into 15. Profit Pocket always going to get back 6.50 into 4.80. And the Spruker $8. Some betting in this race. See, that's what I'm trying to say to you, man.
You won't. I didn't argue, mate.
I know that.
I don't like to argue with you.
Get your bets on and backing them.
A, because I'm a peacemaker, and B, because you get a bit surly. You start reaching over at me.
Yeah, all right. Come on.
Sensational. Pro Scheme early 600 at the 420, 400 at the 420, 500. Oh, at the $3. Oh, you can have that again, champion. Ooh. Profit Pocket 400 at the $6. East States Pro Manny. Yarra Lee 400 wins at the 550. Ginger Green, there's enough snipping there at the bigger price at the $10, $11. Local Sharpies and the ESPs, Mart. The ESPs.
ESPs, yep.
And a little ESP snip, Red Hot. Red Sun Sensation. Up the top.
Yes. No, I'm pretty keen here. I love the return to racing from Sensational. Was a super performance up along the fence in what was a pretty muddlingly run. 1,400 metres. I loved how he trialled prior to that leading in, and he should take great benefit from that run with a 1.5 kilo swing on Yarra Lee here for that defeat. I think he's the better suited of that pair, stepping up to the mile here as well, Brad, and can lob in a much more ideal spot from the gate for Clint Johnston Porter here, I thought, and I think he's a really nice horse, Sensational, for a powerful stable who continue to churn out the winners. So I was happy to make Sensational one of the better bets on the program. Yarra Lee, some will argue, was holding him on the line last start, which I do agree with partially. I just don't think she's as well suited at a mile and worse off at the weights to that galloper here as well. But she's in career best form and should get another world perfect run this time around, so I'm very respecting of her. I just think Sensational is better suited in this race on the weekend. Profit Pocket will lead, I would have thought. Maybe Breeze, but is suited stepping back to the mile. The Spruikers going super was just as good a run, if not better, than Yarra Lee in a slowly run 1,500 metres 2 starts ago and goes around pretty much double the price. So there's going to be some value there for some punters as well. And Ginger Green hasn't had much luck at all this preparation, but should be able to kick through into a prominent position from barrier 1 here. And it's the sort of race he'd win now that I'm hopping off.
Yeah, and at least it probably won't be 3 wide this time. It's my opinion on the race is a little bit different to most. I just think I think Sensational's a bit short and they're all too spread for how even this race seems to be to me. I am one of those rilers that thinks Yarra Lee was holding Sensational pretty comfortably. So I think that gap in pricing is a little bit big, and while it is a mile, you were talking about Profit Pocket maybe leading, so we're not sure how fast they're going to go. It might be a bit of a crawl. Might turn into you want to be that right horse with the track the first to go. I love the fact that Yarra Lee got there pretty early and was holding him pretty well. I do have a lot of respect for that win.
Would it surprise you to see Ginger Green with Noski on kick through to lead from barrier 1?
I wouldn't hate it. If I was on board, I certainly wouldn't hate it.
Yeah, I think Profit Pocket might bounce back here, but what would I know? Race number 8, the Scenic Blast Stakes is coming up, but we'll hold that.
So short, Mart.
We'll hold that because I know. Hey, putters, don't drop off yet because we got some winners over east. The express continues on. We're at full speed at the moment, and we won't let our putters down over the weekend. It'll start tomorrow night. The main event of the day on Saturday, the Scenic Blast Stakes over the 1,200 metres at 5:24. Hot Z, 31.23 Man Crush, 4:45.50. Snowdome, 20 into 15. Triple J, around $5. Premium Choice, 6 to 5.50. Goes to Walks, 41 to 34. Norwich, $9.59. Rockin' Rupert, $5.50 to $4.60. Twain's Angel, $5.50 to $4.80.
Oh, 500 Rockin' Rupert at the $4.60, which you are entitled to again. Eastern States Pro Money Snowdome, including a large place component. 400 places there at the $3.50. 300 Man Crush there at the $5.50. Pretty quiet betting race, actually, Mart.
Bit
disappointing. It's a cracking race. Good setup. Plenty of chances. Divided opinions, but they're not showing it with their money yet.
Yeah, happy to bet here. I love the effort of Twain's Angel in that Miss Andretti last start, and I'm happy to follow her into this race with the setup, lobbing on the back, tracking the speed that's going to charge across in this race through Norwich and also Man Crush. She just never got clear galloping room until it was all too late down on the fence there last start. Marty, I went back and watched the head-on vision. Maddie Derrick's only really got her into clear air with 100 metres to go, and loved how she knuckled down late and finished off taking some good ground off those horses that were in front of her through the line. I'm expecting her to get a cleaner passage on straightening with the engagement of Norwich to hopefully just break them up a little bit more. We know how high speed that horse is. She was extending away from Rockin' Rupert late there as well, who is currently shorter than her in the market. He did have to cover a little bit of extra ground in the run there, Rockin' Rupert, but for me, he's racing like he's maybe had enough this preparation. Gets 1.5 kilos on Man Crush from that Miss Andretti last start as well. For me, it's an easy bet at the price. Happy to be with Twain's Angel, knowing full well that she may encounter a bit of bad luck from barrier 1, but if she gets a clear passage through, pretty confident will go very close.
Early break in the tennis. Badosa has broken Sabatina and leads to love.
And how's Sabalenka?
Sabalenka.
Do you want to have that again, champion?
Well, for a bloke that's watching it with this much in, I've never seen him so focused on a screen. Well, I have, but it wasn't in a studio. We
have got involvement, so now we've got a bit of work to do. So what about you, Scenic Blast?
With you, Twain's Angel should have won last start and is the right price to find out. Good luck or bad luck, either way, right price to find out this start.
On to the lucky last and a special race. The thank you, John Zukel handicap. Good on you, John. What a service you've been to the racing industry, not just here in WA, Australia, but the world. 1,400 metres. The last defending is 19 to 15. Stylish Lord, 850. Henry the Aviator is 14. Little Silver, 23. Our mate Archie, 7. Don't Wait for Luck, 10. Flying South, 15 into 10. Sure Knows Something, $8.50. Sparkle Corner is $10. Uncle Gerard is $18. Memory Parade at $3.30. And Lyrical Angel at $26.
Yes, great spread of money here, Mart. Really good betting race.
It's the last.
Pros keen early on Sparkle Corner. 250 at the $9. Another couple of hundred there at the $8. Memory Parade 500 at the $4.80. Well taken. Uncle Gerard, 400 places at the $5 and another 400 places at the $4.60. It's Flying South's the other one. Eastern States Pros. ESP's, Mart.
Yes.
Yeah, quite keen on Flying South.
There you go.
This is a great little opinions type race, isn't it?
Yeah, a little intriguing contest to round out the program. Bradley, Memory Parade's on the quick backup from last weekend when I made her my best on the program. It was just a very messy watch for those who were with Memory Parade last week. She just got chopped out at a vital stage in a race where they didn't get along at any great tempo, and she had her momentum halted when she needed to be building the revs and winding up into the contest. She doesn't do herself any favours with how she jumps. She can take a stride or two to muster and get into her work, which does mean that she has found herself back in the field at times. But this is a field where more than half of this field are traditionally horses that settle in the back half of the field. So I'm hoping from barrier 4 that Chris Parnham can get her into a much more positive position than she was in last week off that 7-day spin. I love the step up to the 1,400 metres with her off that quick back up. I think it looks a really nice setup for her, given she ticked the box with the trial, the first up run over the 1,000 metres, and then was luckless last week. So contrary to what I usually do, Mart, I'm sticking.
Oh, well, you got to.
Sticking with Memory Parade off the back up, and happy to have a back and slap as well. I'm going to have
and then you're going to punt?
Yeah, a little slap on Stylish Lord, who was such a good run first up into second behind Norwich in a race that's produced some super runs from it since. Hostile Talk, Playing Rio, Kraken Time, Capricorn Man have all come through that race. Wasn't suited at all, stepping back in distance second up to the 1,100 metres. Lands on the back of the speed here, up to a much more suitable 1,400 metres from barrier 1. Really likeable setup for him for a versatile horse as well. So happy to back and save in the last, gentleman. Certainly a bit more to this race than just that, but I'm a bit worried about where our mate Archie and how far back he gets from that barrier. I do think he's a horse that's going to measure up in Saturday company. Flying South is a horse that doesn't have much tactical speed, could end up in a tricky spot from that inside draw. Sparkle Corner might have to do a bit of work to get across them from barrier 12, but I'm respecting of the time figures that he's been running and how he's been going in Geraldton as well. But yeah, there's a bit of depth to this race, but I do think that it sets up nicely for Memory Parade and Stylish Lord at their prices. Happy to back and save.
Just one for your multis, throw in, or not your multis, your novelties, Lyrical Angel, third, fourth box, maybe even throw it in the win box and get something out of it.
Love it.
Yeah.
Could make a case for the majority of these, so it's very hard for me to pick one out. I agree with what you said about Memory Parade rolls, which is why I have it a touch bigger and why we lay it early. It puts itself in trouble sometimes. It can miss kicks. It doesn't really ping sometimes when it's a bit more of a grinder. And as much as the barrier looks good, it could end up back here in that back half of the field. So I agree with your Stylish Lords going well. Henry the Aviator, that horse is low flying. See what I did there, Mark?
Very good.
Yeah, our mate Archie, very progressive. Don't wait for luck. You only have to forgive one run and go back and you'd make a huge case for it. Flying South, progressive. Sure Know Something was a forgive last start. Horses flying. Sparkle Corners set the data alight at Gero. Pros are keen. Uncle Jared could turn up on its day, get the right sort of run, that suck ping run, and jam it all up us. Memory Parade. And yeah, as you said, Lyrical Angel, huge chance as well if the right Lyrical Angel comes to the races. So yeah, good luck with your quaddie selections, partners.
Petter from Morley says, if Sparkle Corner doesn't run top 3, then I'll stop texting in. When's the last time you saw a $3.30 place moral?
There you go. Well done.
Yeah.
Now, we've got to
get involved there, punters.
Mop these up. The last 3 for the baller, he was sensational premium choice. He's best of the day is our mate Archie in the last.
There you go.
So I'll send you these texts and you can put them on socials.
Fred from Fremantle's got a couple before we wrap up here. He's wondering if we can add the peng to the contest and make a real battle royale.
A three-way battle.
Triple threat match.
Probably not my menage of choice, to be perfectly honest.
And Fred's also got a good question, is when is Brad putting up a Karrakatta plate market? And can he try keeping it under 5,000% when he does go up?
When the noms come out. And thanks for the jab. I've got feelings, champion.
I love that.
Okay, let's get your best bets, Riley.
4,900%. Here we go.
It's good. He's good, Fred. It's quality over quantity, unlike some of our other friends on this program, which I do appreciate.
We'd be lost without them.
Best bets
we love them all.
Mart. I'm going to have a little spec in race number 4 on the rank outsider of the field, Under Influence.
Yeah,
I think if they clap the speed on a bit, that he could, with an unimpeded run, really rattle home over the top. Race 5, Timeless Gem, each way for our good friend and the birthday boy, SJ Miller. Thought that first up run was super. Race 6, Profit and Power, hoping for a little bit more meat on the bone, but I do think if he leads and doesn't get something go crazy attacking him in front, that he'll prove too tough for them. Race 7, Sensational, one of the better bets on the program. Follow that up into race 8, number 9, Twain's Angel, one of the other better bets on the program for mine. Yeah. Like this program more than the last few weeks, Mart, which is...
This has been your best for about 3 months.
Well, you know, whether that's good or bad remains to be seen.
Yeah, we'll see.
And in race 9, Memory Parade, with a little saver on the horse likely to follow the leader in Stylish Lord, who's much better suited up to 1,400 metres.
What about your good self?
Race 1, Pony Up. We're hoping for a late drift. I'm not taking $11 for late drift. Race 3, Success Play and Miss Vasari. We'll be backing them both. Race 4, Silver Eye, that $5 is appealing to me. Race 5, Mean Machine, the $6.50 round the traps each way is very appealing. Race 7, Yarrowlee at the $6 each way is very appealing. Race 8, Twain's Angel with you there, rolls at the $5.50.
Okay. Need to be shorthand to get these down. You rush through them, and I'm sure our listeners have got them all down. One or two more from that Retrovision text line, and then we've got to get cracking.
Yeah, Petter's got his tail up a bit this afternoon. He's weighed in with the place moral, and he's instructing Brad to just watch the trials and put a market up. Have a go.
Oh, about what, the Karikata?
Just watch a few more trials, mate.
Yeah, I'll just make up some names.
Names.
Half the noms won't have trialled when they come out.
Punch them in.
Yeah, just make them up.
All right, so news from the AO is that Sabalenka has broken back in the third game. So Badoza 2 leads Sabalenka 1, Zabalenka on service. So it's been an enthralling start to this semi-final, Bradley, let me tell you. Thanks for coming in today. You've been quite good.
Yeah, thanks.
We hope you enjoyed another stimulating episode of Straight Up. All betting markets supplied by Tab Touch. All care, no responsibility went into the production of today's podcast.